Welcome to this explainer. We're going to jump straight in today, and I want to plunge you directly into the sudden, visceral panic of a bureaucratic oversight in a Gulf state. We're going to experience this story entirely from your perspective. You're about to see firsthand just how incredibly fast a life of absolute luxury can morph into a total labyrinth of legal panic, and what actually happens when the hidden rules of an entire city suddenly turn against you.
So picture this. You're walking through a pristine, high-end mall. You know that specific clinical hum of the air conditioning? It's kept exactly at 19 degrees. It's this dry, recycled cold that perfectly carries the scent of expensive oud mixing with that metallic tang of the hot desert air waiting just outside the automatic doors. You've been living here for 2 years. Your life feels flawlessly curated by an algorithm designed for maximum comfort. But right now, despite that clinical AC blasting around you, your hands are suddenly sweating as you stare down at your phone.
It's a gorgeous Saturday morning. The golden light is hitting your floor-to-ceiling windows just right, and then boom. You see a single missed phone notification that completely shatters the illusion. The message is painfully blunt. Your residency visa expired 3 days ago. You let yourself believe that as long as you could pay your bills and afford the lifestyle, the actual rules of the city were kind of just suggestions. But this one tiny missed notification is about to violently pull back the curtain on your reality.
At first, you really try not to panic. It's only been 3 days, right? You try to treat this oversight like a basic math problem. You sit down, open up your laptop, and start running the numbers on overstay fines. You're rationalizing it to yourself. You're thinking, okay, it's just another processing fee, a minor hiccup. You absolutely assume you can just pay your way out of the friction like you always do.
But then you start digging into the expat forms and wow, that rationalization just crumbles. You discover this terrifying shift in your status. You realize an expired visa here is not just a financial debt. You've gone from being a welcomed guest, someone who casually picks up their favorite protein water at the 7-Eleven downstairs, to being legally eligible. You are entirely unrecognized by the system now, and let me tell you, that is an incredibly dangerous place to be.
This is where the true black and white nature of the bureaucracy hits you. There is zero welfare net for foreigners. Your rights are strictly, entirely tied to a sponsor. There are absolutely no informal options or gray areas you can fall back on. Just like that, one simple administrative oversight has turned your luxury life into a massive math problem with a solution you literally cannot afford.
Feeling pretty desperate, you reach out for a lifeline. You text your friend Marcus. Now, Marcus has been here long enough to really see the system's sharp edges. You meet up at this incredibly upscale cafe where, I kid you not, a cup of coffee costs more than your first car. He listens to your situation and he gives you this look. It's the distinct pity of a man who truly understands the architecture of the golden cage you are currently trapped in.
Marcus doesn't sugarcoat it. He immediately lays out a survival guide to help you navigate the bureaucracy's hidden back exits. Step 1. Stop using your credit cards right now so you aren't tracked or have your accounts frozen. Step 2. Whatever you do not go to the airport trying to just fly out. You will not make it past passport control. And Step 3. Find a pro, a public relations officer. See, in this system, a pro isn't doing PR. They're a specialized fixer who actually knows how to navigate the city's complex legal labyrinth.
And then, Marcus drops a terrifying word on you, the safil. In jurisdictions like this, your fundamental right to literally exist in the country is completely tethered to this local sponsor. You aren't treated as an independent entity. You are essentially an attachment to a local citizen or a company. Your entire presence is legally anchored to this one single link.
So what happens if that link to your safil is broken by something like a visa overstay? Well, the system reacts aggressively. It doesn't just issue a polite late fee. It can report you under the severe legal classification of absconding. Suddenly, all that curated comfort drops away. And that golden cage you were living in, it starts feeling a whole lot less like gold and very much like a real, inescapable cage.
Following your pro's advice, your day-to-day life shifts dramatically. No more lounging in high-rise cafes for you. Instead, you're spending your afternoons trapped in intensely fluorescent-lit government buildings. You're sitting in these faintly shifting, flimsy plastic chairs, breathing in an atmosphere that smells like a weird mix of harsh industrial cleaner and sweet jasmine. You are completely at the mercy of the clerks behind the glass.
You go up to the counter, literally pleading for a solution, a timeline, just any kind of certainty. But the officers only offer you one repeating word: soon. They say it at even intervals with a completely deadpan, neutral affect. Soon. And in that chilling monotone, you are taught a very harsh reality. You realize that human rights here aren't universal.
They belong entirely to the jurisdiction.
Sitting in that waiting room, something clicks. You suddenly start to really see the invisible city. You look around at the other foreigners, the ones who definitely never had the luxury high-rise views or the expensive protein water, yet here you all are, totally leveled by the exact same mechanical indifference of the law. You are all caught in the exact same bureaucratic machinery.
And this leads to the ultimate realization. The math of your life was wrong all along. You thought you were building a home, right? Establishing roots. But you weren't. You come to the realization that residency is a subscription. It's just a luxury subscription that, as you've just found out the extremely hard way, has absolutely no resignation policy when things go wrong.
Later that evening, you find yourself out on your balcony, just staring at the glittering, golden skyline. The city is just continuing on around you, breathtakingly beautiful, incredibly busy, and completely, utterly indifferent to your existence. It's in this moment that the internal argument finally stops. The panic burns itself out, and you realize the only thing you actually control anymore is what you remember.
You accept your new reality. You're simply an entry on the foreigner's ledger now. You are stuck, waiting indefinitely for a stamped piece of paper that will actually permit you to leave the city. You have to accept that you're waiting for permission to leave a paradise you are no longer legally permitted to inhabit. You finally realize you were never the one in charge of the plot.
So, I'm going to leave you with this final, provocative thought to wrap up our explainer today. If your fundamental right to exist in a manufactured paradise can be completely revoked by a single missed notification on your phone, were you ever really living there at all? Or were you just visiting a very beautiful, very fragile illusion? Definitely something to think about the next time you consider what it really means to build a life abroad.